Hi there. Purpose of this video explain about the we live in AI world, how we can maximize ChatGPT or other AI the software to use the we can write the better statement for compelling compassion the statement to get the same day visa approval or expedite the process. At the end of this video, you will understand a little more deeper about the how we can utilize, how we can use those software to apply to our application for the visa. I give you example, not the example. These days, actually, it's very common and very useful. Even way of the talk, English, look at me, English is quite obvious. It's not my first language. But in terms of my submission, everything is impeccable. I'm not only running about the one or two. I'm running number of different AI software to get the perfect or close to get a perfect submission, and also the overall the statement detail. It's have you heard about the word of the now prompt engine? Like a lot of people try to even learn about what is the prompt engineer. Those are specific languages for using a chat GPT. It's olden day. We used to, it's very challenging for actually put really nice, the very strong wording and make sure about the those statement matching to the related, the issue, and you have to take it out some of them detail from the previous recent high court case or AAT, or you have to address about the specific regulation or policy. Guess what? Now it's the things much easier than ever. Even used to be as a migration lawyer or migration agent, we all have a professional library. We're paying about the quite substantial amount per year. As a single person, around about I think around $1,000 per year, which is significant. Consider it's simply about this accessibility, about those law regulation, just updated policy stuff. The good thing, I mean, we can get those stuff from the Google, but reason we pay those a large amount to actually having the professional liability, because it's one of the requirements to the maintain the license. Yes, that's the number one main reason. But on top of that, it does have a backlink. So it's similar to the search engine. You press the one and then like section 5.16 and bang, it's sent you to there. And then it's a part of some paragraph we don't quite understand, or there is some link actually showing that there is a note, and press the button and bang, it just addressed to it's sent it to about the schedule 1, schedule 2, which is like what's the actual fee and everything. It's the latest one. You can just Google it, obviously, or Department of Immigration website actually showing that, but we really don't know whether that is true or not. Like we can't take a risk for the client, the live streams on there. So what I'm trying to say is it's a prompt engine and we're living in the world that like now dramatically switching. It's a Google what used to be a number one, still number one, but however, instead of the traditional way of the searching, now more and more people heading down to this way, which is ChatGPT or AI friendly or just Jasper. There is a hundred different sort of the AI softwares around. It's because of the convenience. Always it comes with the convenience. We can't really compete the convenience, like think about the smartphone technology. So it's using those the latest software, as long as you put a smart way to actually put the right prompt engine, you can get much better the other result. Actually, you'll be surprised. Even like instead of you typing even personal detail, you can actually capture those images. Like this is example, your like CV actually showing, as long as those the CV detail has to be accurate. So you put all those personal CV or the certificate or detailed passport, you scan them in, you feed them. You feed those the applicants detail, and then you ask them, look, the nationality is India, and then it's the age of the 30 years old, single, and a family member got a parents, in back home, the sister has only one sister or two sister. You put it on there, you put the detail down there, and then some of them might be, though the CV doesn't explain is good enough, just you add a little more over background, and then you ask what is the ideal circumstance to get maximize the chance to get a visa approval. You'll be surprised. The what outcome could come out, and uh, based on that, you can do so many things, obviously, and then you can just digging out a little more detail. But in terms of the prompt engineer these days, with what AI can do in terms of the visa application, you'll be shocked. I also want you to know that think about this migration policy. What are they looking exactly? This is what it is. It's a country by country. Australia, it's a simply country wants to import. They want to buy out the skill set people. The people, they're looking at about the longer term for the next generation, not only about the current, what's happening for the next 20, 30 years. They're looking at they're looking at the citizen who can be worth something, who can be more. I mean, it's kind of the one of the wave, sort of, the offspring. It's like altering about the DNA of the fruit or vegetable, or we're doing even to the sheep, cow, like, it's a similar. They want to have a certain quality of the people. If you look at about the most of them is including GSM, general skill migration, or it's a business responsibility. It's the same concept. Think about it. Experience, qualification. What's that mean? Skill set people. They want to have a people who has the skill. And in the process of I'm talking about the selection process, they don't want to see the variation. That's, if you look at about the NJ school, that is a occupation title with the job description has been very specified. And why is that? Have you ever thought about it? There is a different way there is a bit of a variation to express about your duty and responsibility. But when you go too far away, even little far away from those boundaries, as soon as when you break those boundaries, you risk your chance to get a visa to get approved. If you get too close, which means like a similarity as a zero, too close, which means similarity as almost like 100%, you just consider, they're going to consider it just simply the copy and paste, and it also risks to actually get diffused. So you have to be in sort of not too high, but not too far away. Not too close, but at the same time, you can't go too far away. What I'm trying to say is, it used to be about, in terms of the writing, was a very sensitive area, and you have to be very gifted, particularly English as a first language. They very predominate about those area, with a white skin might be helped, but in terms of the presentation. But these days is a lot of people take advantage based on the language. It can be more friendly, obviously. So also diversified, but so with even English is a second language, it's still now is whoever actually know more about the prompt engineering, and could have the end up, I think they get a huge advantage compared to the traditional method. The people who actually, even just in terms of the number of the handling the case, it's much efficient. It's much faster. It's in the past. We have to spend hours actually in terms of the preparing for some of the submission, but now it's just quite really fast. But it's still a bit of a pro and con, because you can't really make it. Depends on what prompt actually you're using. I mean, there is a small sum of the amendment. That you still have to go through deeper. You can't partially. You really can't change about the partially. When it when you deal with this the AI stuff, but it comes down to the prompt engineer. It just depends on, like, you can't instantly put all the prompt at the once, but you can just over the gradually. So I normally run in about at least 3 to 4 different prompt to get about the one final kind of the outcome. I still have to do the bits of bits, but it's getting less and less because I also get separate development over the this prompt engine, the prompt engineering. And same time about the robot what I'm using it, also what I feeding them is to get used to it. So I create my own kind of the prompt store, and with that I constantly feed quality stuff, and I just keep updating, keep like similar to the programmer. I just keep programming. I'm adding on top of it, and sometimes those, the two command is conflicting, and then I have to take it out, the one over to the other, and then sometimes I have to amend it, one after another, and then even just you have to make a number of the different prompt, and then because of it just keep conflicting in each other, so you have to run one, and then once when you got with the outcome, you have to run it again, but at least about it doesn't conflicting in each other's. So even the way of the tone, like, the expression of those statement is like, I just put, sometimes you can like, Tony Robinson or Oprah Winfrey, or those tone, the persuasiveness, the way of the talking it's just very different, and it's just amazing this stage. So it's knowing as a prompt engineer, it's just a huge advantage. And it looks like about the someone told. I mean, you probably heard about it. It's not from me. Our future is not that far away. Is we at the talking. Some people talking about that we at the level of the age of the AI level 2. That we in heading to, because just chatbot was about the level 1 AI level, and we haven't really reached the 100% of the level 2 yet. But it's just quite amazing. I don't know how much longer actually I can do this kind of the role. But again, to get to the certain point about this, even my role as a migration lawyer or migration agent, I think it's more likely now. Even it's all these small things, small business owners. It's just. They're probably losing a chance. I think it's more likely now it's a switch to the maybe brand, the basis might be consolidating to the one big large, because the one single large company can handle pretty much everything, because instead of the hiring a lot of the individual, a lot of the lawyers, migration agent, where I see is actually they're not really required that many anymore. Once when you build up your own brand and you earn the trust from the client, and that's it, and the rest of the machine can handle. It's one of the example recently about the case of even this one was about probably more than 2 years ago. They run about the latest the software, and then it was a test out in the hair salon. So machine answering the phone call as ABC hair salon, how can I help? Would you like to book, or what's the inquiry about, and how's the weather today? And it's just real time basis. They tested out with 1,000 people. I don't know. You probably some of them you might remember about this one. It was on the news. It was a quite big event, and it was quite shock. And the survey answer about those people who actually tested about 100 people, 100 people, something plus. None of them recognized it as it was a machine, but it was all time it was a machine. They spent about nearly 10 minutes or 5 minutes, they simply about the booking process. But instead of just booking they ask about, how's the weather, and what do you like, and a bit of a joke, the chit chat kind of thing. And what hairstyle, your preference, and then how would you like to book, and but it's just a bit of the other things they've been discussed. It's a very very the human way of the talking, and none of those the testers actually didn't realize it was a machine. We will get there, and even just writing side as well actually. Think about it. It's very soon. You'll be surprised. Actually, all this, even this video is real. I'm real, by the way. But I don't know, how much longer this can be real. This can be easily even replaced by the avatar. We already know that actually there are Halogen and there are so many, the brand and new software 100. I mean, just night before actually there are few, but now it's like every time goes they just duplicate over the duplicate, and it's more likely those the like AI related to software. You'll be surprised actually. It's less than about a certain period. The last couple of months, it just opened up nearly another maybe like thousands. The brand new company established, brand new software. Guess what? Who made those? The brand new AI the tools. Machine made it. It wasn't human. It wasn't made by the human. Yep. So machine actually making a machine. It's like Terminator. Okay. I probably talked too much about something outside, but I hope you can enjoy, and then you can get the same day visa approval with. Don't forget the 482 visa. Still get the you can speed up the visa process. Not only just visa approval, you can get the same day. Get a same day visa approval. If you can, because you can. Why not? All right. Thank you.